for your cast of the Why So Serious show on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
It is Friday, and it is time for the Why So Serious show. I'm Jesse Morrison, joined alongside Jeremy Schnell and Max Bechtoldt, the original Why So Serious show cast. How does it feel to be back?
Great.
Yeah, I guess you should be asking Max that because he's the one who's coming back for the first time in a while.
I mean,
it's been like a week and a half, but it feels like longer.
Yeah, it wasn't that long. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah,
supposed to be on the show like a week and a half ago, and I think he fell asleep.
Probably. See, but the show is recorded at like 1 a.m. my time. Like,
yeah, that's just for Mondays because gotta wait till Bachelor's over.
Yeah, like I can't be expected to stay up till then.
I'm not expecting you. Now I will get to my opinions on Coyle right later in the show, but I wanted to start with this is something that we just haven't really talked about yet because I wanted to wait till we had Max on the show. But you know, baseball right now it's the rest of the league seems to be doing better than they were doing like a week and a half ago.
Sure.
As far as COVID goes, except for the St. Louis Cardinals. I don't know how they got it, but it's up to, I think, 9 players and 6 staff members that have it now. Max, you were watching every game. You were all in. Max isn't a huge baseball guy, and now he doesn't have his team. So, what do you think about it?
Well, first of all, I'll say this: I watched more Cardinals regular season games this year than I did last year. So we're already off to that kind of start. I don't know. I was like enjoying them, so I wish they were still around. But apparently it was like this person that like a couple of the team members were in contact with is the reason why they got it. Like somebody just in St. Louis was the reason they got it. Not that they're doing anything wrong, I guess. I don't know. But they keep on getting them. So I mean, I don't know what kind of analysis to give because there's like no information out so far, but I mean, it sucks.
That's kind of all that you have to say. I don't think it's gonna like cancel the season per se, but I definitely think that there's no way the Cardinals play 60 games this year.
No, and it's not gonna cancel the season yet, but like 1 or 2 more teams this starts happening to, and there has to be serious conversation.
And it's going to happen.
Jeremy's Mr. Pessimist. I honestly think that baseball playing right now might be one of the safest careers in the country.
Honestly, the trend going right now is the Orioles are going to get it next.
Why?
Because the Marlins have gotten it. Now the Cardinals get it. It's going to be the Orioles next.
Yeah, actually, I mean, that is so weird that it's 2.
We have some groundkeeping going on in the Marlins and Mets game. It's been raining the entire game, and now there's a divot because someone just put their cleat into the grass.
Wait, they're playing through the rain?
Yeah, they've played through.
Yes.
It's been raining the entire game, and now the pitcher went and tried to dive for the ball and like throw it over to first base and like dug his cleat into the grass, and now there's just like a big hole in the.
Do they have that thing where they're like stomping down?
Yeah. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, but so far I've been I very much enjoyed the baseball season.
Yeah, how was that 4-game series against the Marlins?
I don't care. We beat the defending champs. This brings me to my next point. That we beat the defending champs 11-0. Renato Nunez now has the second most home runs in the American League after Aaron Judge. So Renato Nunez for MVP or Hanser Alberto. I'm just telling you guys, the Orioles looked great today. The Nats, not so much. But
over the last 4 games, you know why? Because they ran into the buzzsaw that is the Miami Marlins taxi squad.
I don't even know who won the championship last year.
The Nats?
Okay. You're talking about the defending champs. I was just like,
Max, you know we talked about that on the show.
We won the championship last year.
We won the championship. My team, the Nats.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else baseball related y'all want to talk about, Jeremy? Other than that, Jeremy wants the season to be canceled, so he's right.
No. See, this is where you're wrong. I don't want the season to be canceled. I want them to postpone, and I want them to do it right so that no one gets hurt.
I want a bubble too, but they agreed to this, and so I feel like they kind of just have to. I don't know. I don't want to say that. I feel like they kind of just have to live with their consequences. But like,
you're not supposed to say that. Like, no, just like say that you want them to be safe.
I do. But we're kind of running out of time in 2020 for them to suspend a season and build a whole bubble concept. Like at this point,
Why not?
It's like,
why not? Baseball off seasons are so long anyway. Like
no, they're not. They're like 2 months.
October, November, December, January, and then like mid-February.
December, January, and then February pitchers and catchers. It's 3 months. For you, it's 4 months because your team never goes to the playoffs. But no, I don't want to say that they should live with their own consequences. But like, I just don't see how they could stop doing
exactly what you're saying.
What'd you say?
Exactly what you're saying.
No, it's not. I just don't think that they should have to, that they have time. It's either you cancel the season or you finish it the way they're doing it. That's kind of my opinion. Max?
I agree.
Yeah.
It's too late for a bubble. You had to launch your restart with a bubble, I think.
Yeah, like they needed to do the Western Division teams in the Bay Area in Oakland and San Fran. Then they needed to do the Central teams in Chicago with the 2 ballparks there, and they needed to do the Eastern teams with the 2 ballparks in New York City. Mm-hmm. That would have solved everything.
Rob Manfred is not a quitter, though.
Did you see Tim Kirchin say like he bashed Rob Manfred for saying something like making it about him? He's like, it's about the players. It's not about you.
Yeah, because he said, I'm not a quitter. Like, it's not – like, if the players wanted to quit, they could. Like, if you wanted to quit, you would have to go through the owners and the players. Like,
I'm putting this on the poll. I think the Levitard Show might have done this too, but we're just going to do it anyway. Should Tim Kirchin be the commissioner of baseball?
Yeah.
You gonna fill for me or just?
Yeah, I just thought you were gonna read it out loud like you usually do.
I mean, no, I'm trying to change that about myself.
No, I like it.
Okay, should Tim Kirchin be the commissioner of MLB? Yes, no.
Hashtag baseball.
I said hashtag MLB.
So Max.
Mm-hmm.
I know baseball is not your favorite sport, but until all this happened, how excited were you about watching baseball?
Well, honestly, I was kind of at like a 10 out of 10 just because like I've been watching a lot of golf as usual. That's
nothing has changed that in that perspective.
Golf
when that's the only sport for like 5 months, I needed baseball. Like baseball was fun for the 6 days that I watched it. So
I have a take about golf being the only sport. Jeremy, I'm sure has a take about one of his favorite sports. NASCAR has been around for a while, and Jeremy, I know, we'll go with soccer's been around for a while.
It's all around longer than soccer though, almost as long as NASCAR.
No, because the Premier League came back before golf.
I don't care. That's at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
They play at like
I did watch
played
one,
at 1 p.m. today.
I did watch one. I believe it's called Bundesliga.
Yeah,
you said it right.
I did watch one game from that.
Which game?
I don't know. I think
How's your hand, by the way?
I think the Berlin team was playing. I don't know.
How's your hand, by the way?
What?
How's your hand, by the way?
Oh, it's not great, but it's coming along. So
can we see it or no?
I don't know if it shows up.
It doesn't look that bad.
Yeah,
I kind of see like a red line down your finger.
Yeah, this finger is the one that's really bad.
Yeah, Max touched a 400-degree pan.
Yeah,
but at least he didn't waste 12 eggs trying to make hollandaise sauce.
Yeah, that's true. I golfed today with it. It was my first time golfing with my hand like this. And after I got done, I was really concerned and thought maybe this was a bad idea because all of my fingers were just like dark red after it. I think it like really brought out the worst of my hand, but it's recovered nicely throughout the day. So
which hand is it?
Left.
And you're right-handed?
Yes.
Isn't that the glove hand then?
Yeah, it was the glove hand, which was a real inconvenience because I put Band-Aids on it. So I had 6 Band-Aids on my fingers. and I put my glove over that, which was a pretty tight fit. So
Maybe golf wasn't a great idea today.
no, but I almost eagled the first hole. So
You walk today?
Yeah.
18?
Mhm.
Impressive.
7:30.
Well, you're not paying attention to me.
I'm sorry. The last time that I played golf, I played 18 and I just decided to get a cart, and I just sanitized the whole thing before I got on it.
I haven't ridden a cart once this year.
Yeah, well, you're just you're a golf traditionalist. You don't believe that people should ride in carts.
Yeah.
You don't even believe in the push cart. I'm done.
No, I definitely don't believe. I'd take a cart before I took a push cart.
What's
Call me.
wrong with the push cart?
Call me.
It
Oh,
looks kind of lame.
Last throw. What'd you say?
Push carts look kind of lame, and I don't like the aesthetic. of it.
I've never used a push cart. I either walk the course or I use a cart.
My dad bought one.
Good investment, I guess.
He goes to the nice public course in our town. That's like the nicest course, including the country clubs. And he uses his push cart and plays 9 like once a week.
There you go.
And he's not very good. He's not much better than me. All right. Well, serious college football talk.
Yeah.
So there is the We Are United Pac-12 campaign. So there were a bunch of leagues came out with their conference-only plans, limited fans or no fans. I did a story last week, and the Pac-12's plan, I was on a Zoom call with Ray Anderson, the Oregon State AD or assistant AD.
Keep dropping names.
And Larry.
It doesn't matter. You were on a Zoom call with a bunch of important people. Jeez.
Yeah,
I was on
a Zoom call with the Oregon State Assistant Athletic Director. That is the biggest name drop I've ever heard.
I mean, Larry Scott was on it too. I asked him a question. But yeah, so they did this whole 10-game conference plan, and then the next day, the Pac-12 players did this We Are United thing, or there was rumors that they were doing this We Are United thing. And then 6 days ago, they put out this Players Tribune article that said they want, they want basically options.
They want everything that the NCAA could never give them.
I mean, no, the NCAA could easily give them all of this stuff.
But they won't because it's the NCAA.
They could easily give them, they want to make sure that they protect all sports, which is the thing that I really like.
They say they wanted lifelong health care?
No, 6 years. 6 years, that's it. That's not that much. And they also just want their eligibility intact if they, don't want to play this season. And they also want some, racial injustice stuff to be taken care of. And they want, I don't know, the one thing, I don't think that college athletes should be paid a salary. I think that they should be allowed to profit off their image and likeness, because if they're paid a salary, then I don't think they deserve a full ride. That's just my opinion on the situation.
And yeah, salary things raise just so many more questions too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of.
But profiting on your name, image, and likeness is perfectly fine. And so I don't know if they should get 50% of each sport's total conference respective money. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I'm ignorant on it, but I think that might be a stretch. But everything else that they're talking about, I think, is totally valid. And if they are going to play a season this year, this stuff needs to be, for the most part, put in place, because otherwise I think it's just basically pimping out players, a lot of which are minorities, for, a lot of administrators, a lot of which aren't minorities, to make a lot of money. I don't know if you guys agree with me.
I do. Did you see the Big Ten one?
No. Have they written it yet?
Yeah, so the Big Ten came out with the big one also. It had most of the same things as the Pac-12 one. But here's the really interesting part about the Big Ten one. Today, the Ohio State football team signed a letter totally denouncing the entire Big Ten one and undermining it and saying that we don't need this. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's the thing that happened. They came out and undermined it.
Is that because
saying
it's
we
so
don't have
great
to
to play at
play-
Ohio State that they just don't experience what everyone else is experiencing?
because they're basically saying like, oh, we don't need this because we feel really safe here, and they're like really taking the right precautions and stuff. So we don't think this is necessary. We don't support this.
Speaking of like precautions, Colorado's in big trouble.
Colorado State. But first, I wanted to go off of Max's point there. There's only one ASU player involved in this, which I think speaks a testament to just how safe you feel under Herm Edwards' leadership, and just also how, if you're a black player, I feel like coming to Arizona State, I can't speak on, what a black player feels, but I feel like coming to Arizona State where there's a lot of black coaches on the staff, including the head coach who has talked about, racial injustice in press conferences and stuff. I think that it's definitely – I don't think – number one, I don't think ASU will end the season. They are not going to be the team that tests positive, because I just think that – I don't know. I just feel like people
You
would
can't say that.
– No, I
can't say
can't.
that.
I can't. Because
There's a lot of kids on that team that you don't know.
True, but I feel like Herm Edwards will be able to convince and persuade his players to not go out.
You got to talk about the walk-ons who don't like Herm. There are kids that actually go who are on that team.
I don't think there's anyone that doesn't like Herm. Why would the walk-ons not like Herm? They walked on.
Well, there might be a kid that thinks that he deserves a bigger spot than he has, then he goes out, gets COVID, and then
okay. Well, that's
every college football team. There's at least one person that doesn't.
But this is the problem with having college football this year is on full college football rosters. There's like 130 players on that whole roster. You think you got 130 players on pretty much each roster. You got 100 some teams. I mean, it's inevitable that there are going to be multiple outbreaks.
Also, Arizona State's the biggest university in North America.
In hotspot right now.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as it was, though.
It's still a hotspot, though.
Also, these kids that are going to be coming back on campus are coming from all over the country, so it will become another hotspot again.
And a lot of them from California, which is another hotspot.
Correct.
It'll be interesting to watch play out, but I think that I don't know. I just think they should push it to the spring. Yeah. I think they should push it to the spring.
There's no chance that college football happens in the fall this year. If they get 2 or 3 games, then that's going to be a massive amount of games, in my opinion. I don't think they make it past the first week.
No. But this Colorado State thing. So Steve Adazio is their head coach. He used to coach at Boston College. I used to kind of respect him. I don't know why. I just never heard any issues out of his program. But what basically happened is, this is directly from the ESPN article, coaches, players, and sports medicine staff at Colorado State University told ESPN that athletic department leaders are discouraging athletes from being tested for COVID, are failing to provide accurate information to local and state health officials, and are ignoring guidelines to quarantine athletes who might be exposed. Football players have been told their playing time could be affected by a positive test and an extensive absence due to COVID-19, according to multiple reports. That is so bad. And that's from Colorado State. Think about the dirt on, coming in from, one of these giant SEC programs. I don't want to say that anybody is doing this, but, what about Florida or Georgia?
Have you heard in the last hour the new stuff about Colorado State?
No.
They suspended all football activities to investigate racism and verbal abuse allegations.
Oh my gosh! So
this is 30 minutes ago.
Wow.
They make it the death penalty.
The death penalty.
Combination of the two.
Yikes! That's
I'm calling it right now.
Are we seeing college sports crumble before our eyes, though? Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
For the future and in general. After pandemic, do you think we have college sports?
Here's the thing. I said this before. This is why college sports, if they want to keep somewhat the status quo, is if they keep going through with this season, it's going to be the biggest news story, or one of the biggest news stories in the country. And that's going to open up a lot of people that aren't into college sports to this issue. And so there's going to be a lot more eyeballs on it. There's going to be a lot more news stories on it. There's going to be a lot more that comes out about the NCAA that's going to really, really, really create some problems for them.
Oh, and if we get football at all, it's going to be the Power 5 conferences playing conference-only schedules because
Yeah.
otherwise, like you saw UConn drop out. Like we're not getting the American Athletic Conference. I don't know. Somebody like UCF might try to join some other conference because they think they're a powerhouse now. But
You're not getting
Mallory's in the background.
you're not getting anything though that's not going to be a major moneymaker.
No, yeah, it's a disaster though, I hope that college sports don't go away. I hope they just fix the problems because I love college sports.
College sports aren't going to go away at like ever, dude. Like
No, they aren't. They make too much money.
But there will be
multiple strikes. There will be multiple strikes, and there will be that's going to happen.
Yeah, but
like big time athletes start to like say, I'm not going to play in college.
Yeah, they're just going to go. I don't know. Even if it's like
basketball's already starting to see that happen. It's going to just happen more and more and more.
Yeah. I don't know. From my experience covering, like, I truly believe that college women's basketball is really good, and there's not that many problems with college women's basketball. So I don't know. I just hope that stays intact and continues to be positive as it is.
There have been a lot of scandals in college women's basketball.
There have.
But
this is the issue,
like
though.
Charlie Turner Thorne, like the all-time.
I understand that you have a bias towards Arizona State, but like you need to realize that like not every school is like Arizona State. And
not every school is, but people like Pat Summitt, like you've never heard a bad thing about her. Her son, 100%. But
this is the issue with college sports in general is when you have, let's just say each school has 20 sports, we'll say. I know that some have more, some have less. But let's say each school has 20 sports. There's, just going by Division I, there's 200 some schools. So 20 sports divided amongst 200 schools. You're going to have issues all over the place constantly. And you're dealing with 18 to 22-year-olds. And there's hundreds of corrupt programs in college sports right now. And that's the problem is it's just a pure numbers game, how just many issues you're going to have.
And there's been stuff that's come out about the Arizona State men's basketball program. And you think that's not happening in the women's basketball program as well?
Arizona State men's program? What stuff is coming?
There's
Ray Anderson stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Okay. I was blanking. I thought you were talking about like improper benefits stuff.
No, I mean, probably, but like
there's some kind of issue with I believe I saw it was like 3 like college football programs in all of the FBS haven't had some kind of punishment against them since 2000. Like there's only been like 3. I believe it's like Northwestern, Duke, and I forgot who the other one was, but there's like none.
Also, it goes so deep that like, or I don't know if you saw this, both of you guys saw this, but like Oregon got in trouble for some like the swim team or some like non-generating sport along with, I believe, men's and women's basketball both got in trouble for something. And it's just like they're trying to cheat in a sport that doesn't even generate cash. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's a corrupt system, but I mean, I'm a stupid sucker for sports, so I'm going to still watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, if we get college football, we're not going to have fans. So that takes me in.
I don't know about that.
Okay, it'll be like 5. It won't be
I've been hearing the University of Miami is going to have fans.
Okay, well, they're not going to allow giant big crowds that are cool.
Maybe like 10%. Like,
yeah, with our Mount Rushmore that I'm leading us into, we
have some info on this. I just know because of family things, Wisconsin football canceled all season tickets today officially. So
interesting. So if they allow single game tickets, Max, and it's socially distanced, will you go?
Probably not. Probably won't go to a sporting event until there's a vaccine, honestly.
Yeah, probably the same. Yeah, actually, I went to a sporting event I called baseball games in Montana, but I had to do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't get any experience this summer. But Okay, so Mount Rushmore of our favorite college traditions, because we're not really going to get to experience them like we will like we used to. So why not just go through them? I'll start with Jeremy. What is your first one?
Good old Chief Osceola and Renegade. Chief Osceola and Renegade running out onto the field and spearing the middle of the field.
Is the horse what we're talking about? Is that Renegade? All right, here we go.
That's Renegade. My food's ready, so you're gonna have to fill now.
Okay, well at least we're rolling with the spear plant. And yeah, everybody goes crazy. Woohoo. And it's okay because the tribe sponsors the team.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Max, I'm going to go to you next.
I mean, anyone that knows me knows probably what my favorite college sports tradition is. It's jump around, of course. And you got one from an ASU game that I went to.
The ASU players go crazy. Wait, were you at this game?
I was. J.J. Watt blocked an extra point in this game.
J.J. Watt was still on the team?
Yeah, in fact. You got the great student section race happening before it.
So, do the letters make their way?
For M. They're the sections in the student section.
Okay.
So those are the letters that are the student section.
Have you ever been in the student section?
I have. I haven't gone for a full game, but I've been in it.
You ever been in for jump around?
No.
Oh, it's a bummer.
No, K1. That's a boring one. Yeah, this happens at the end of the third quarter every game.
Jump around. I've experienced it twice. Once at Camp Randall and once at Hard Rock Sun Life Pro Player Park, Pro Player Stadium, Dolphin Stadium.
Jeremy killing this segment by saying the name of the Dolphin Stadium 5 times.
Max, you were there.
This is something that happens all the time. As long as the road team isn't getting blown out, they always jump too.
Oh, yeah.
This is insane. All right, well, I'm going to go to my first one. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm from Virginia. My dad works for Virginia Tech. So my favorite –
I didn't say anything about FSU when I said FSU. Like, I could have said my mom went to FSU. One of my best friends went to FSU. I didn't. Now you're like, my dad works for Virginia Tech. I like Virginia Tech, Virginia Tech, Virginia Tech.
He's muted. All right. Touch the Hokie Stone, the cheer.
The rock.
It's the Hokie Stone. There's a big like limestone mine or quarry like near.
Oh, cool. Yeah, everybody goes crazy. It's really awesome. I want to go one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, and especially on like a Thursday night or a Saturday night when they're wearing all maroon. It's great. Everybody jumps. Even the Clemson fan there was shaking his head. Everybody even like the visiting fans love it. All right, Jeremy, what's your second one?
I don't know. What is my second one?
Do you have the show plan open?
Yeah. Stomp the bus. Good old Sparky stomping the bus. Love that.
Here we go. Walking across Tippytown Lake. There's always that plane for some reason.
Yeah.
Jeremy and I were at this game. This was U of A in 2017. Jeremy flew in just before the game. Yeah.
I'm fairly certain I was there as well, but I guess I didn't.
Mallory made chicken, guys.
So great. So necessary for you to show that. All right, Max, what's your second one?
I don't know. What is my second one? Do we have the Boilermaker special up?
The Purdue train?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope is this the right thing?
No, it's Boilermaker special. It's called.
It's not where they do this.
No. No. Even though they do have a great band, so I will give them credit for that.
It's so dumb, though. Look at what they're doing.
They've got a great band. That's definitely not it.
So what is it called?
Boilermaker special.
Is it this thing?
Yeah, it's that train. I don't know if they have a video of it leading the team out on the field, but it leads them onto the field. It's their official mascot. The train is.
Wait, their mascot is a train?
Yeah, they also have another mascot called Purdue Pete, which is
Oh,
the greatest mascot ever. But
so bad.
Purdue Pete's their unofficial mascot.
Guys,
We
update.
talked about Purdue Pete way too much on this show.
Guys, update. Edwin Diaz has entered the game, so Marlins about to score 5 runs.
All right, Jared. I mean, my next one is, let's go here. Guess I'll do one from my own school, Arizona State. You know, some people, Braden Bell, Zach McHale, don't like this tradition anymore because they're like, oh, it doesn't work. But I think it's kind of fun and cool, and it's funny. It gets the show, and
Yeah,
this is the most famous moment. There's been a few celebrities, but this is the most famous moment.
Yes, now we're at this game.
You were at this game?
Yeah.
I was with Max.
Greatest Olympian in history. Now using Tempe as his home, training for another Olympic Games.
Wasn't really doing much.
Yeah, well, I like the swimming, but look, the guy misses, of course. Like, there's no way that, like, if Michael Phelps just popped out of that you're making the free throw. Like, there's no way.
Definitely couldn't see that was Michael Phelps, though, I don't think.
I mean,
From that far away, there's no way he was like, oh, hey, there's Michael Phelps. Like, there's
like,
no
don't like, not too many people look like Michael Phelps. Like, this guy has like a distinct, like, just absolutely jacked look.
That's distance, and you aren't expecting him to be in it. So it's not like unless they knew he was going to be in it. But
I mean, the broadcasters did.
yeah,
Uh,
that's why we went to the game.
yeah, I mean, somebody said it probably before the game.
We knew.
Like, look how packed that is for Oregon State.
It was packed. It was like it was a pretty full crowd. Like other than U of A games, I'm not sure I've seen it much fuller.
Oregon games these past couple of years have been crazy packed because, I don't know, we seem to do well against Peyton Pritchard. Or I'm sorry, ASU. I cover the team. I forget. Jeremy, your next one.
The Clemson buses, they get bused to the game, and then you get to run down the hill. It's so awesome.
I know this was a tradition before Dabo Sweeney, but this is the most Dabo Sweeney tradition ever.
Dabo.
I get nervous when they run down the hill that somebody's going to twist their ankle.
Yeah, I do too, but, like, you know, it's never happened before that I know of. So, see, they make their way around, they wave to the fans, and then they go here and they touch this rock.
Now, while this is a great tradition, Clemson also has the worst tradition in college football.
What is that?
Rushing the field after every win.
They storm the field after every game. Even if they beat an FCS opponent, they storm the field.
It's a terrible tradition.
It's awful.
Is it worse though than Alabama's Dixieland Delight?
Well,
Everyone that like they just cuss out Auburn the whole time. They had to ban it for a while because, like, they say the students say so many bad things about, like, they change the words of the song just to say basically like F Auburn. So the entire crowd is just yelling like F Auburn the whole time. And it's also a song called Dixieland Delight.
yeah, I was gonna say that's yeah.
There we go. They're pouring out. All right, Max, your third one.
I don't know which one was it.
Iowa Wave.
Yeah, this is the most heartwarming tradition in college sports, and they come from Wisconsin, a team I likes one of their arch rivals. So
Yeah, and a team with a racist culture apparently.
Yeah, but this is a really cool tradition.
Yeah,
That's the children's hospital back there. Everybody waves to the kids in the children's hospital. The opposing teams do it. All the fans do it. It's really cool.
Nice stadium. I like their stadium.
Yeah, the Kinnick Stadium is an awesome place to see a football game. I've been there 3 times, I think. It's really, really cool.
All right. So my next one is LSU. This is one I like because it's in the pregame warmups. Not too many schools do the pregame warmups thing, but I think it just kind of gets everyone in the mood. It's Garth Brooks's. I don't know why we've had so much Garth Brooks talk on the show, but this week. But Garth Brooks is calling Baton Rouge, and it just from Death Valley, the other Death Valley. in LSU, it's just so loud, all the fans singing it. I really want to go to that stadium.
I think that's number one on my bucket list.
It's in the – I want to go to Alabama, but, like, recently their fans haven't been great. I'd rather go to LSU than Alabama. And I really want to go to a game at Clemson. Basically, the two Death Valleys, like, are something that I want to go to. And Notre Dame Stadium.
Notre Dame Stadium is pretty cool.
Yeah. Not the big house, though. Because Max – in Camp Randall. I want to go to Camp Randall.
Camp Randall's cool.
And I want to see USC at the Coliseum because I've never done that before.
USC at the Coliseum is a really cool experience. I think that's actually cooler than Notre Dame.
Really?
Stadium. Yeah. The whole pregame like stuff with the band and the horse and stuff like that at USC is so cool.
And I think that Oregon would be fun for just the noise factor.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jeremy, your last one is we are
Penn State. No, I like the one that
combination.
Penn State. Yeah.
That's still they don't do that every game, I don't think, but
I went to a game there also. It was a blowout, 38-7.
Was it a whiteout?
No. They had done the whiteout the week before. I mean, most of their games everybody still wears white.
Yeah.
But that's like kind of like the standard color there, kind of like gold is at ASU games and stuff.
Okay, gotcha. Which I think should be maroon because maroon looks better than gold and it's more intimidating.
But
whatchamacallit? Honorable mention the explosion run by
the ASU Explosion March. Go Devils. My Max's last one is the Go Blue sign.
Yeah, it's classic. It's much better than Ohio State's dumb classic tradition, which
what is there?
Dotting the I, but this is better. Yeah, it's classic.
Jump up and touch the sign.
Yeah, it's classic.
Bad Angel Hernandez call. That would be fun to watch, but I'll watch that later. My last one would be. Oh yeah. My last one's just a picture. It is
Old Crimson.
Yes, it is the Wazoo flag at every single college game day that's ever happened. I'm sure if they do college game day from just a studio this year, that they will make sure to bring in the Wazoo flag. Because when there was one time where there were like no fans at college game day, I think it was last season, and they brought in the flag. The ESPN set brought in the flag to keep the tradition going.
I've seen this in person many times.
I've never been to game day.
I think I've been 4 or 5 times. I think
Tech got game day, and I was at ASU.
I always look for Old Crimson though. I always try to get a picture of it. I have a few pictures on my phone of it. So
that I think it's just super zany that it's been that like Wazoo, one of the traditionally like worst programs in college football. Historically, they're the Rutgers of the Pac-12, aren't they? Or Oregon State?
I mean, Wazoo's had a couple of decent years.
Yeah, with Mike Leach, but that's because they had Mike Leach.
I mean, Pac-12 doesn't really have one of those, honestly. Like Pac-12 teams like bottom out at mediocre.
Yeah, pretty much. There's no Rutgers.
I mean, I would say Oregon State is as close as you can probably get to it. But yeah, they pretty much bottom out. Like their peak isn't as high as most conferences, but they're definitely more even throughout.
All right. Well, PGA Championship. I know Max is extremely excited to talk about this. He's watched what was it? 2 golf events on 2 separate screens for the past 2 days.
Correct.
But I want to talk about the PGA Championship, and I'm going to put this on the poll: Is Tiger? Does Tiger not have him right where he wants him? Because I said yesterday that he had him right where he wants him.
He made the cut.
He did.
Barely. But he is.
No, Rory and JT barely made the cut. Tiger made the cut.
Yeah, Tiger made the cut.
So I'm going to just say this. I just want to take a little bit of credit. My top 3 picks to win are all tied for third place right now. So they're all looking pretty
Who are
good.
your top three?
Brooks Koepka, obviously, because why wouldn't you take him? Jason Day and Daniel Berger. All three.
Jason Day as one of your picks. He hasn't been very good recently, hasn't he?
He's been on fire recently. His last 3 events he's played in, he's finished in the top 6. So he's definitely trending up. And it seems
I hadn't heard from him in years until like a couple of events ago.
I mean, I've heard of him in years, and it's been him limping around the course with a bad back.
Yeah, like, he's definitely like the most like. It's been a running joke on like how hasn't he gotten COVID yet and stuff, because he's like notorious for getting like sick and injured constantly. But I'm happy. He seems healthy. He seems like he's in a good place. He's playing really, really good golf right now. And so
his back might be worse than Tiger's.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Like, I'm not saying a lot.
But like, you remember his one major that he's won, he almost had to drop out because he had like vertigo in the middle of the round.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Marlins win.
What are they now? 7-1?
Yeah.
How is this happening? But yeah, I've enjoyed the past couple of days. ESPN's doing a great job.
ESPN's doing a very good job. I love how they have this partnership with CBS where Jim Nance is still able to call it on Thursday and Fridays at times. Him and Scott Van Pelt are splitting the play-by-play, which is great because they're the 2 best play-by-play people in golf. So, yeah. And I'm really enjoying the course. I've actually played this course. I played it 3 years ago, I believe, and it's a great, great course.
It looks really beautiful. Like, I want to play there. It's
really beautiful. Too. Yeah, it's a municipal course. It's actually like incredibly cheap to pay. I think for like San Francisco residents, it's like $40.
That's not that
and
that for 18?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's an awesome course. It's beautiful. It's a really unique course. It's definitely like a lot trashier than most places that PGA usually plays. But like you can tell that like it's like all the holes are really close together. You can see that on TV a lot.
Yeah.
It's not very spread out. It's right in the middle of the city, which is really cool. Like you can see traffic behind in times. You can see all the buildings and stuff, which is like a really cool change because usually, especially majors, are played out in these kind of places out on their own where they don't want to show you like the outside world and stuff. Like it's so cool that this one is just plopped right in the middle of a city, and it is right in the middle of San Francisco.
I was saying to Jesse that I really like that the holes are so close together, that the greens and the tees are so close.
Yeah, I really like. This course just looks beautiful. It's very aesthetically pleasing, I think. I love that area of the country. Like, it's one of my favorite areas of the country. Like, I really like. When Max is at San Jose State and actually there, and hopefully, there's a vaccine and stuff. I want to go up and visit. We should play Harding Park, Max.
Yeah, I'm going in January, so
we're doing the. Max and I are doing the sports radio hosts talk about their golf rounds.
But yeah, Harding Park is an awesome place. The cypress trees are so pretty there.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite features that a golf course can have. My 2 favorite courses I've played both have all those cypress trees. They look just so aesthetically pleasing. The lake is so cool. I'm loving this venue, and it's turning out really what I always want in a major, which is it's a tough test. You have to hit it in the fairway. You have to hit good shots. If you do, you can make birdies. If you don't, you're going to be penalized. And
but
that's
it's not a U.S. Open slugfest, which I hate.
And like, I really thought that this was going to be one of those tournaments where it's like a major where someone shoots 22 under and something, because I thought it was a fairly easy course when I went and played it. But they've really toughened it up. They've made the fairways a little bit narrower. They've made the rough a lot thicker, and it's really putting a lot of emphasis on just hitting straight tee shots. If you hit a straight tee shot, you're gonna par the hole.
Can we talk about how Bryson DeChambeau is just I guess desecrating the old man golf fan vibe? First, I just wanted to touch on the fact that he broke his driver yesterday. We talked about this on the show yesterday, but nobody else really cared. But here's a nice video of him just leaning on his driver and being too strong. And you
The
know,
best
break.
part of this though is afterwards he was saying, and the cameras caught him, the mics caught him saying, it was just all those hard swings I've been putting in with it.
Like, look at his reaction though.
Yeah,
And
Ricky was so
Ricky standing in the
so
background.
surprised.
He's like, is there like a wasp nest down there or something? Like last week? No, last week was fire ants.
Those fires, yeah. He has something every week. That's why he is so. I get people hate him. I get people don't like him. He is amazing for golf. He is unbelievable television.
People are
Anytime
talking about him like he's Tiger.
and anytime he goes on the course, I'm watching because who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what dumb thing he's gonna do? I mean, I love it. And he gets so mad. Like you can just see it. Like when he makes like a bogey or two, and like you can just see it on his face how mad. So I saw him play at the U.S. Open. I went to the U.S. Open when it was in Wisconsin a few years ago. And on the hole that I was watching him on, he was a rookie at the time. It was a par 3. He had a triple bogey, and it was his last hole of the day. He just flung his putter like 20 feet. He was just so mad. And like, that is why I come to watch Bryson DeChambeau for. That's amazing.
Did you see Shane Lowry broke his club too?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he broke a club as well. He broke 1.5.
Did you all hear the did you all I'm sorry, I'm gonna go to the bathroom now.
Yeah, no, but it's a lot of fun. I'm kind of excited. I've been watching just the solo coverage on the group of Tiger, Rory, and JT.
Yeah.
Is there any way that they get paired up again tomorrow?
I
Close
think
the leaderboard to each other.
Yeah, I think Rory and JT definitely have a shot to get paired up together. I didn't watch the last hole or two of them, so I don't know exactly where they finished. But
I think two of them might be at +1 and Tiger's at even.
For a short break, I was able to gather my thoughts. Bryson DeChambeau, he wants to live to 130 or 140. That's his latest thing. I don't know if he can do it. That's my pick.
Well, with technology, you never know. Or modern medicine. Oh, wait.
Bryson DeChambeau is going to be on tour at 110, hitting bombs.
and who knows?
I'm going to put that on the poll. Is Bryson DeChambeau going to be 110 years old and still hitting bombs on the tour? Is Bryson
I
DeChambeau.
think half of our followers won't know who Bryson DeChambeau is.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who Bryson DeChambeau is. He's on SportsCenter all the time. He's always.
Mallory, do you know who Bryson DeChambeau is?
No.
There you go. It's half of our followers.
He was on the show yesterday when I was talking about him. To be.
So Monday, we're having one of our favorite TikTokers on, I think.
We've talked about this for 3 straight days. Our audience knows.
We're having one of our favorite TikTokers on, Max.
Gotta look for a new job in 45 days.
You do?
They do.
Oh, they do. Potentially.
Potentially.
Do you watch TikTok, Max?
No.
You
Other than Jason Derulo.
you have the app.
Apps are so good. They're so good.
His food?
Yeah, his food. There's the one where like he's like, oh, the sunset is so boring. I gotta spice this up. And then like he goes and like grabs the carpet off his floor and just throws it and the entire sky turns red. Have you seen that?
No, I don't follow him on TikTok.
Derulo has the transition down.
He's like, this is so boring.
Wait, put it on the poll. Does Jason Derulo create his own TikToks, or does he have an editor?
Oh, he definitely has.
I'm not putting that on the poll because I don't feel like it. This is putting on the polls and hosting the show is a really hard task. And this Bryson DeChambeau poll is – I just had to write the word DeChambeau and try to not give us that much dead air.
All right. I just sent you this Jason Derulo TikTok. It's amazing.
Is it on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna share the screen.
No, you're gonna
Mind-blowing. But it is probably the biggest evidence that he definitely has somebody who makes these for him.
I apologize. I need to share the screen first before I.
Don't expose our DMs.
I'm not exposing the DMs. I'm just doing this.
Oh, is it just me? Or was the sky boring as hell today? Let's change it up.
What?
It's better.
What is going on
Could you do that, Jesse?
with editor stuff?
Oh, I thought it was real.
It's not.
Oh. What's next?
What are we doing?
What? Oh, okay.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right, Jeremy. Don't have anything?
Give me a second. You go first.
I'll go. My what are we doing is Alex Coyle. He's apparently a host of this show, but he hasn't been on since like February. So yeah, Alex, what are we doing? Max.
Yeah,
Everybody's being nice lately.
Everybody's being nice lately.
it's going good.
You're not mad about anything golf related?
No, not really.
You're not mad at a broadcaster's thing?
No, not really.
Oh, bonus, what are we doing since you guys don't have him? Darius Geis arrested on
Yeah.
violence charges and
You know, his name is not. It's Darius Glassgeist because he can't stay on the field.
true. Yeah, he can't stay on the field, and he's really not going to stay on the field now. His career's probably over. But
and I've heard like he's not that nice, like because he used to play video games like online, like on Twitch and stuff, and he like used to like not be nice to like a bunch of like YouTubers and stuff like that wanted to play with him and stuff. So
all right, well,
I heard he's just not a good person in general.
I remember there. I don't know if this is true. This could be complete mindless speculation or something. But now I don't feel bad about it because of what happened. But I thought there was something with him when he was getting drafted too. There was some kind of issue. I thought.
yeah, I think there was.
Yeah, but I don't know. That could be wrong.
The only reason he got drafted was because Leonard Fournette was his because
Darius Geis was really good in college. He was
okay.
really good. No, he ran for like 1,700 yards his senior year, or it was his junior or senior year. He was really good. He was really good.
I'll say ball.
But Max, movies with Max, which the intro for some reason hasn't downloaded. Like I download the intro and then it just doesn't download again. But it's working now.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment. Well, kind of.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job. You'll always have passion.
Here's Movies with Max.
Hi guys.
Hey.
All right. So I don't have much because I haven't really watched any movies recently.
Too much sports.
and there's not a lot of trailers going around because movies don't exist anymore.
Poor Max.
It's 2020 and movies don't exist. That's definitely not something that I thought I would say coming into January. But one movie that potentially might exist sometime in the future has started to get some more confirmation, and it's probably one of my most anticipated movies ever, which is Untitled Paul Thomas Anderson film. It is looking to maybe come out next year or the year after, depending on when it's allowed to shoot. But Paul Thomas Anderson is probably my favorite writer-director in Hollywood right now. He's made just so many good movies. He hasn't made a single bad one. He hasn't made a single one that's just good. He's made 8 great movies. And so his next movie is being confirmed right now. It's set in 1970s San Fernando Valley, California. And it follows a high school student who is also a successful child actor. And it stars Bradley Cooper and Timothée Chalamet. So
Timothée Chalamet, I don't like that guy.
it's very exciting though. Getting some.
I like his name.
Yeah, I like his name, but
His name.
I don't.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
He's overrated on physical appearance, if I'm allowed to say that.
Sure.
all the girls are like, oh my gosh, Timothy Chalamet. I'm like, this dude's like, eh.
Yeah, I agree. But he's a great actor, though. So I can't wait to see what he has with Paul Thomas Anderson, who's, like I said, one of the best directors in Hollywood, has gotten some great performances out of some great actors. And so hoping that Timothy is the next one. So, yeah.
What are some of the movies that we might know that he is written?
The most likely one that you might know, I guess. I mean, he makes really underground stuff.
I saw some of those movies last summer, so hit me.
Phantom Thread is his most recent one. That got nominated for Best Picture a couple years ago.
Haven't heard of it.
Got nominated for a bunch of Oscars. It was kind of a big surprise last-minute Oscar contender. It had Daniel Day-Lewis in it. There Will Be Blood is probably the one he's most known for.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, that one came out in 2007 and was heavily projected to win pretty much every single Oscar, and it only won 2 or 3, I think. But Punch Drunk Love, it's an Adam Sandler movie. It's one of the good Adam Sandler movies. Those are probably and Boogie Nights. Those are his 4 most known.
Wait, hold on. I watched that Adam Sandler movie on Netflix, the most recent one where he goes on the date with, or he takes the wrong girl to Hawaii.
Oh, the Wrong Missy.
Yes.
What it's called? I haven't watched that because I watched Uncut Gems and that had me in a really good mood with Adam Sandler. So I'm just gonna let it slide.
It wasn't bad. It was actually, it had me laughing a couple times, and it's kind of predictable. But
does Jeremy have any credibility with his movie takes?
It had me laughing a couple times. It wasn't terrible. It was bad, but it wasn't terrible.
That's comedies though. Comedies, anything. It depends on sense of humor more than movie taste. Comedies usually.
No,
I do believe that Grown Ups 2 is a classic. Grown Ups 2. Grown Ups 1, trash. Grown Ups 2, classic. I mean, there's a deer that comes in and pees in their house.
That's the first scene, too. That they started off with that. They're like, how do we start this movie? How do we start this movie? I know.
That the Wrong Missy, predictable, but like all Adam Sandler movies, it was predictable. So,
all right. Well,
unpredictable Adam Sandler movie.
We have one little last segment here. That is that the Nets clinched a playoff spot.
Because the Wizards are terrible.
Oh, Max, do you know that the Wizards are technically behind the Charlotte Hornets now?
I do, yeah.
Also, the Pelicans, who are fighting for the 8th seed right now, are resting Zion.
They don't want to be there. The NBA is forcing them to be there. They're like, we got just enough teams so the Pelicans make it so that we can have Zion games. And I love it. The Pelicans are just like, no, you're not going to be in it. We're not.
JJ Redick. JJ Redick is doing whatever he can to make sure that his playoff streak, he's throwing his body on the floor.
Devin Booker's doing everything he can to make that not happen.
Yeah, he wants the playoff streak to continue.
So I will say, I think the NBA has done a really good job because I actually really like the virtual fans thing.
I do too.
It's kind of corny and cheesy, but I really like it. But I watched 3 games of it, and they're all on the same day, and none of them were within 30 points. And I was just like,
The first day was really good. We had
the second day.
I watched the Jazz and the I don't remember who they played. It was the Jazz versus someone. And it was a 30-point game. And then the Pelicans Clippers played, and the Clippers won by 40.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, these games are awful.
The Heat are gonna get demolished by the Suns tomorrow. The Heat have 0 point guards on their roster right now.
Goran Dragic.
He's hurt.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, but the Suns are making the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, the Heat are literally so shorthanded tomorrow. The Suns are gonna demolish them.
I'm so excited. But no, knowing the Suns, they'll lose. Jeremy, you're okay with the Suns beating the Heat tomorrow, right?
Yeah. No, I want them to make the playoffs.
I just want them to make the playoffs so that I can yell at Travis, because Travis continues to say that Devin Booker is overrated, even though Devin Booker has 7,500 points, is the 6th youngest player to do so. It's
See
insane.
what
Like,
Draymond Green said today?
Yeah.
What?
Draymond Green said that he needs to get out of Phoenix. And then they said, "Are you tampering?" And they're like, "Maybe."
I mean, in fairness, he does need to get out of Phoenix.
He does, but the person that shouldn't tell him is the guy that gets his typical triple single.
Yeah. If they trade Draymond Green for Devin Booker, that'd be absolutely hilarious. Then Draymond Green is stuck on that Suns team, averaging 8.6 rebounds and 7 assists.
He would not play for them. He would like be like, you need
It'd
to
be an
buy
Andre
me out.
Iguodala situation.
What'd you say?
It'd be an Andre Iguodala situation.
Yeah, even though Memphis is a pretty good team, like that.
Yeah.
So Andre Iguodala just wasted like 3 months of his life not playing basketball when he could have been playing with a good team and mentoring a young Ja Morant. But Andre Iguodala doesn't seem to be the best veteran in the world. All right, well, polls. We got to update the polls. Only a couple.
Just beat the Leafs just tied up the series at 2 against Columbus.
Yeah, that's why Travis was going nuts, is they scored like 3 goals in 30 seconds or something. But here we go. So I tweeted this morning. It got 10 votes. Does Tiger have him where he wants him even more than yesterday? 60% yes. I think that those people voted earlier in the day. Should Tim Kirchin be the commissioner of Major League Baseball? 67% yes. And then, is Bryson DeChambeau going to be 110 years old and still hitting bombs on tour? 100% no. Those people don't
Really?
know. And does Jason Derulo, I guess Jeremy put this on the poll, does Jason Derulo make his own TikToks, or does he have an editor? 1 vote, 100% makes himself. You got to retweet the polls or else no one votes, because
That was not me. I think that was Mallory. That.
Good. Glad. I figured it was Mallory, who's in the background somewhere of this show. But yeah, fun times, guys. Thanks for doing this.
It was Austin Matthews, by the way, who scored.
Great. We love him.
Arizona, great.
Scottsdale resident, moon to security guard. But yeah, make sure to tune in on Monday. We'll have a certain TikToker that we haven't released who it is yet. Yeah, so tune in on Monday or Tuesday morning.
Good night, Canada.